One of the day tours that I did while in Gran Canaria was a 4x4 Jeep tour, so it's always good to get away from the beaches and go up and explore in the mountain and see what the rest of the island has to offer. I have done 2 different island tours while in Gran Canaria. I would say though that the Jeep tour is more about the road and the actual journey rather than the places that you stop at, so if you particularly wanted to see the mountain villages, this tour probably wouldn't be the best one. I would go for the other one that stops at villages like Tirol. And also if you're afraid of heights, this tour probably isn't for you because this is the edge of the road and there's a giant drop down the side of it. So after being picked up in Mogan, all of the Jeeps met in Mas Palomas and our first stop was at a farm, which is mostly just a coffee and a toilet stop, and there was a donkey, and then it was on to the off-roading portion of the trip. So as you can see along this road here, this one was like the worst part. I actually enjoyed this road, but then I am a little bit strange, and as you can see there is a massive drop. The road is not very wide at all, but it was a very fun journey. I will say though that I did feel safe on this trip. The guides obviously drive these roads multiple times a week, so they know the route very well. We then had a stop at a viewpoint where you could see Rock Nublo. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. And also because it was a clear day, we were able to see Tenerife, which is like the slightly bluish blob between the 2 mountains here. We then got back in the Jeeps and there was another smaller off-roading portion where we went past a lake and a reservoir and through some forest areas. On our particular tour, we were split into 3 groups, which was a Spanish-speaking group, a German-speaking group and an English-speaking group. So at our stops, we did have a guide that was able to talk to us in our languages. Then this was our main village stop. I will put the name on the screen just because I don't want to mess up the pronunciation, but we had 30 minutes to stop here. There were also toilets. There are a couple of cafes here. We stopped at one particular shop type thing, which was a bar, a cafe and like a little corner shop all rolled into one where we bought an ice cream. We thought it was quite cute. We do kind of wish that we had done our research on this town a little bit more because there was a viewpoint that we ended up missing out on. It was a short walk away and we saw it on the way out. Then driving back down the mountain, we went through the village of Fataga. I do wish we had stopped here. It did look quite nice, and this portion as well is also similar to the other tour that I did, so this tends to be what they all do. We stopped at an aloe vera farm where they give you a demonstration on how exactly they harvest the aloe vera and then turn it into skincare products, as well as ones that you can drink, and you can also eat it as well. So it is good because you can sample all of the products they have on offer, and even if you want to buy any of them, you can. And then the last stop was at the Mirador Astronomico, so this is what they call their Grand Canyon. We had about 15 minutes here to take some photos, and right in the distance as well you can also see the Mas Palomas sand dunes, but this is the closest you get to them on this particular trip. And then from here we were then taken back to our hotels in whatever resort we were staying at. The tour lasted around 6 hours, and we personally booked this through Get Your Guide, but you can book it through some other places as well.